This video is on drawing people in action, and this is a little bit of extended drawing practice while we are in the all-out learning phase. So for this assignment, you'll make two drawings, at least two drawings, although you can do more, and you'll need a photograph, several photographs of somebody in action, and preferably you should see their entire body. And you can find a picture on the internet, or you can use one that you took yourself. This one was from my digital photography class, my period 6 digital photo class. So drawing people in action means that you're trying to show the gesture of the person and not all the specific details. So you don't have to worry about faces or hair or folds in clothing. None of the really hard, difficult things to do. We just want to capture the person in motion. So, and you can draw very quickly and roughly in order to create the sort of the pose and really the structure of the person. So the things I'm looking for first are the head, and then I'm drawing like the spine, and then I'm looking for the angle of his shoulders. Which shoulder is higher than the other? So the way he's running, he's got his right arm coming forward, so that means his shoulders are going like this. And then his hips are going in this direction because when you run, your legs and arms are opposite from each other. Then I can start to fill in the other parts of the body. So then the legs go like this, and then the arms. One arm is back like this, and then this other arm comes forward like this. So then I've got a pretty good sketch outline of what it looks like when he's running. I'm noticing now that the head actually needs to be lower, so I don't have an eraser. So I'm just gonna kind of overdraw like that. The head's coming forward, and then I can start to fill in sort of these like sort of balloon shapes or sausage shapes for the rest of the body, and I can start to make some kind of more specific lines that kind of make up the rest of the figure. Everything else that you see, like the jacket and pants, hands. Okay, notice I'm just using big shapes. Okay, I'm not doing anything specific. I'm not drawing any, small details. Okay, so that's like, how long did that take me? I don't have a timer on this video. I don't know. It was like a couple minutes. All right, I'll do one more for you guys. I'll do it on the same page. Oh, no, I'm not going to be able to fit. Do it on the second page. All right, so it's a different pose, different action. Okay, remember the idea here with this exercise is people in action. Okay, doing something active. Okay, not just sitting down or standing still. You want something where you can see, some kind of definitive motion or action that really helps the drawing, helps you make the drawing, and helps show that the person's doing something. All right, so she's standing. This one I picked because she's kind of, it's like a side view, so it's a little bit of a different, oops, get the camera on, there we go. So now one shoulder is closer to me than the other one. I'm not looking at her straight on, so I think the shoulders are kind of like that, and the hips are kind of like that. Something like that. And then, so now maybe a little shorter because she's kind of sideways to me. So think of this part of the drawing kind of like making a skeleton, right? It's kind of the bones, the internal structure. Sometimes if the figure is standing like this, where they're kind of turned to the side, I'll make big circle for one shoulder. That kind of helps me sort of with where the shoulder actually is, like the shoulder joint. All right, notice on this one how you can see that her hand which is bent at the wrist to shade her eyes, is actually a pretty long line. It's almost as long as the forearm is, like that. And then her other arm is stretched straight out, holding on to the side of the train car like that. All right, so now I start to fill in those, like I said, those like kind of balloon shapes or sausage shapes, whatever you want to call them, bread loaf shapes. Kind of define the contours of the body. And now I can pay more attention to like the clothing, lines of the clothing. Okay, she's got these boots on, which is always really, it's really helpful when someone wears kind of like big, sort of, like defined foot shapes. Feet and hands tend to be the hardest thing to draw. Feet, hands, faces. And if you want to add more detail, you can. If you want to use like I'm using a very heavy pencil so that you guys can see the sketch on the sketchbook, but if you want to use like a mechanical pencil to do your under structure lines and then go over it in marker and add details, you can. And you can do a lot of these. I mean, you can do a bunch of these very quickly. So do at least 2, and then if you want to do more, you certainly can do more. And you can always do the same one again to practice.